Hello, trading is closed on February 7th, 2020. Look for the pattern today with the early low. This is it. We made the case for yesterday's high holding, and so far that's happened. We have to go under today's close by a penny to verify the change in trend. This is a pattern where when there's a big drop early, usually the whole decline's not over, meaning it lasts more than a day. This is a pattern where if you don't close near the high, it means the decline's not over, lasts more than a day. Looking for lower prices tomorrow. The standard rule on Monday, standard rule says if you get sharply in the undesired direction, it calls kill. So if I'm wrong, it should be clear before the open. But I don't think I'm wrong on this. During the day, we got an ultimate buy signal that was satisfied. MEJT said this rally would retrace, said this drop would retrace. Here's the target. But when there's a major change in trend, MEJT will almost always leave a failed target behind. So I'm not optimistic about that printing. We did get to cross this number from February 5th off the list. Note support under the target. I think this ultimate target's next. Here are the polarities for next week. I thought I had these all worked out, but a month ago what I had for these days was clearly wrong, so I've changed these. If they're wrong again, I'm going to have to scratch my head, but that's what I look for. We'll come to Monday's trade in just a minute. I've already said I expect lower prices. The weekends when we normally take a longer-term view, but again, I don't care if my long-term view is completely wrong, since I only do things a day at a time. I don't look for a disaster here. I think this trend line is going to hold. I think we're making an ABC, and if C is equal to A, we'll hit a low above this line somewhere in the low 3200s, maybe 100 points south of where we are now. It's not a guarantee at this point, but a 100 handle move is maybe 3%. It isn't a collapse. After that, I think the rally will resume. The question is how far. Well, it's impossible to be positive about these things. So let's make a guess. Here's wave 3. You want to see some Fibonacci relationships between waves 1, 3, and 5. Well, right now, wave 1 is 50% of wave 3. So if 3 is the longest wave, you want 5 to be equal to 3. Well, that stops too soon. We're going to go higher than that. So the next thing you look for would be a 161.8 extension. It would put you around 4,061.57. Now you'd like to have some kind of relationship, Fibonacci relationship to the prior consolidation. A lot of people think prior consolidations here or here. I think it's the whole fourth wave. And if it is the whole fourth wave, there's your 50% Fibonacci target right in the nose. It actually would be on the nose around 4,071.72. 4,073 aligns with the low from 11 years ago on the square of 9. So maybe somewhere in the 4,070s, this bull market's going to be over. That's a long way from here. So if we're going to make a tentative roadmap that I could change tomorrow, maybe drop 100 points and then rally 850 points from there. Be nice if it all worked out. Well, Monday's pattern has the early low. It could gap up first. I don't think that's going to happen. It's positive. We gap down, hit lower low, close over all the lows, failed target. Those are all positive things. But it's negative. We have a normally bullish pattern. Early drop is negative. It failed to close positive. Had a day trading down on a Friday. It normally follows through at Monday's open. Island reversal. We closed under all the highs of this gap up. That's all negative stuff. On Monday, I think there'll be a gap under today's low. If that doesn't happen, we don't have to bang our head against the wall, and something else is probably going on. This is a perfect setup for gapping down Monday. If that doesn't happen, I don't have to bet any money on this. I'd like to see a retest of last month's low, the low holding, followed by a resumption of the rally to much higher prices. Early low Monday, if we don't get a gap down, I'm going to be a surprised person. That's today's call.